everyone. Welcome back to Newsroom. I'm Chella Smith. This is your Middle East to U.S. entertainment news on YouTube. I air on Fridays, bringing you the latest on reforms and economics based on reports put out by the Middle East news media outlets. I do this weekly review, and it's based off my interests. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Last week, we talked about the CBI, exchange remittance, and farmers. Let's take a look at this week's headlines. Shafak News has reported under the support of the patrons of the president of the Kyrgyzstan region, Nursultan Barzani, and in the presence of the representative of the Secretary General of the United Nations, Janine Plasheret, and the United Nations electoral team, the political parties in the region held a meeting to discuss a number of issues related to the elections and the situation in the region and Iraq. A statement issued by the meeting stated that it was devoted to the topics of preparation for the upcoming legislation elections in the Kyrgyzstan region and seeking to bring the views of political parties together on the election law, the independent high commissions for elections and the referendums, and a number of issues related to the elections. The statement pointed out that all parties valued the efforts of the region's president to bring the political parties together, stressing their support for the presidency's steps, as well as thanks for the efforts of the representative of the Secretary General of the United Nations in this regards. Shafak News reports the World Bank expressed its readiness to finance important projects in the Iraqi capital, Baghdad. A statement issued by Baghdad municipality said that the secretary met with the special representative of the World Bank in Iraq to discuss projects designed to develop infrastructure in the capital, Baghdad. The statement added that two sides discussed supporting vital projects prepared by Baghdad municipality to develop the infrastructure represented by water and sanitation projects. For his part, Newman expressed his support for municipality of Baghdad and the important projects that the World Bank can finance within the agreements and plans prepared between the two sides, according to the statement. The Central Bank of Iraq's media office reports Mustafa Ghalib conducted a field visit accompanied by a team of the Central Bank's control department. The visit included a number of private banks in which the governor inspected their workflow and was briefed on a level of banking services that they provide. Ghalib met with the management of the banks during the visit, which came within the framework of the field, followed up by the reality of the work of Iraqi banks, the development of their infrastructure, and for the purpose of closely examining the extent of their implementation of the instructions and decisions issued by the central bank. This came as a part of efforts of the central bank and the officials to raise the level of services provided by banks and to advance the reality of the Iraqi banking sector to achieve more stability and growth within it. Shafak News reported the new commander of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, mission for advisory and training in Baghdad, General Giovanni Annucci, confirmed on Wednesday that Iraq is a pivotal country in the region and the world. This came during his visit to Iraqi Prime Minister Mustafa al-Kazimi in his office in the capital, Baghdad. The meeting discussed the work of NATO mission in Iraq and ways to develop it and overcome any difficulties it may face. Al-Kazimi stressed the importance of strengthening cooperations with NATO in the fields of training the Iraqi security forces, developing their efficiency at an institutional level, and raising the performance skills of members of the security forces. For his part, the NATO head of missions indicated the importance of relationships with Iraq being a pivotal country in the region and in the world, and that its stability will reflect positivity on the regional and international stability, praising the role played by the Iraqi government in the context, according to the statement. Annucci indicated his mission readiness to work according to the priorities of the Iraqi government in the field of training and building security capabilities. Shafak News reports the Iraqi parliament voted on Wednesday evening on the law of emergency support for food security in general to enter a legislative recess. A parliamentary source told Shafak News agency that the House of Representatives voted in its session, which was held that evening in the presence of 273 deputies and the chairmanship of the parliamentary speaker, Mohammed al-Habousi, on the law of emergency support for food security in general, indicating that the parliament adjourned its session after voting to further notice. The parliamentary source explained that Parliament had held its last session in the first legislative term Wednesday, and after adjourning its session a while ago, it entered a legislative recess, indicating that the session will remain suspended for 30 days. The media department of the House of Representatives says in a statement issued after voting received by Shafak News agency that the law aims to achieve food security, reduce poverty, achieve financial stability in light of urgent global developments, continue to provide services to citizens and raise the standards of living for them after the budget law expires, and create job opportunities, maximizing Iraqis' benefits from state resources, advancing development, and resuming work on stalled and lagging projects due to lack of funds and new projects of importance. Shafak News reports the Minister of Finance announces Tuesday the agreement on a roadmap with the World Bank to provide support for reforming the tax system, while indicating the new system will use modern technology. The media office of the Ministry of Finance said in a statement, under the guidance and follow-up of the Ministry of Finance, Ali Alawi, and based on the agreement between the Iraqi Minister of Finance and the World Bank related to improving the work of the tax system in Iraq, the World Bank expresses its readiness to provide the necessary support towards tax administration reforms, where support will be provided to help Iraq enhance the effectiveness of the General Tax Authority with the support of the support team funded by the Foreign and Commonwealth Office in the United Kingdom, the FCDO, which includes the introduction of good international practice and helping the authorities to use modern technology. They agreed roadmaps is a representative, according to the statement, carried out an assessment and performances of the tax administration using international standard tool, the TADAT, and providing guidance on the tax administration issues according to a reform program that relies in the work of the use of technology over a medium term from 3 to 5 years. The Ministry of Finance indicated this agreement comes within the framework of Ministry of Finance to raise the efficiency and performance of all its institutions as part of a series of reform measures for finance institutions adopted by the ministry by introducing modern systems and keeping pace with the current international standards, and with the supervision and support of experts, specialists, and leading organizations in this sector. You've been watching Newsroom Weekly Review. I'm Chella Smith, your Middle East U.S. entertainment news on reforms and economics, bringing you all the latest Dinar news without having to keep up with all the different outlets. I'm here on YouTube every Friday, so don't forget to subscribe, and if you like my content, give me a thumbs up. Shout out to Currency365 for his continued support. If you want to learn about stocks or cryptos while waiting on the dinar to revalue, you can join him and his crew for the most recent updates. You can find him on YouTube or Patreon. Well, everyone, my garden flooded last week and I was hit with a tornado this week. I'm not sure if I'll be able to recover any of my plants. I took in a lot of water, amounting to a lot of damage. I'll let you guys know after everything dries up if I'm able to recover any of my poor fruits and veggies. My experience with gardening hasn't been easy. If it was easy, everyone would have a garden. I'm not a quitter though, so I'll press forward. As you can see in the short video here, that was the start of the damaging winds. I had to take cover shortly after. And then there's a photo of the trees that came down. Thankfully, it didn't hit my house, and now my garden looks like a swampy mess. I have a lot of cleaning to do over the weekend. Well, that's all I have for this week's newsroom. I'll see you guys next show. Thank you for spending your time with me. You guys are amazing. Have a fantastic weekend, everyone, and take care.